Hey guys, so I'm back with another video, and in this video, this will be my sunscreen wall. So in this comparison, I have chosen 5 sunblocks or sunscreens, and all of the sunscreen that I mentioned are all SPF 50 and above. And these are all the sunscreen that I will be comparing, so stay tuned till the end to know about what are the sunscreen options that you have and who wins in this sunscreen wars. So hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you are new to it, hi, I'm Halder. I post a lot of skincare content mixed with couple of the content that I really like. So if you are into that genre, then do consider subscribing and hitting on that bell notification to get notified every time I upload. And also do not forget to follow me in my Instagram because I'm more active there and you get to be a part of deciding what goes into my YouTube videos. The links will be mentioned in the bottom box below. Going straight with the video, these are the 5 sunscreen or sunblocks that I will be comparing. All of the sunscreen that I will be mentioning is SPF 50 or above. Now, if you want me to make a version which is lower SPF like SPF 30, 15 and so on, do let me know in the comment box below. Now, I will be comparing all the sunscreen in these categories, so stay tuned to watch all of them. Here goes all the sunscreen that I will be comparing and just a little summary for you guys to get started. First one is the Neutrogena. This is their Ultra Sheer Dry Touch Sunblock, which is SPF 50 PA+++, and this is one of the sunscreen that I really liked in the past. This is a water resistant sunscreen, and this is a chemical sunscreen, and it does contain fragrance. The next one in our list is from Plum. This is their Chamomile and White Tea Sheer Matte Day Cream. This is a trial pack. This is SPF 50 PA+++. This is also a chemical sunscreen, and it does contain fragrance and colorants. The third one in the list is from DermaCo. This is their Ultra Matte Sunscreen Gel. This is SPF 60 and PA+++. This sunscreen has both chemical and mineral filters. The fourth one in the list is from Requel. This is their Ultra Matte Dry Touch Sunscreen Gel. This is SPF 50 and PA+++. This sunscreen has the higher PA rating than all of it, has both chemical and mineral filters, and it also contains fragrance. And the last one in our list is from LA Shield or La Shield. This is their Physico Matte Sunscreen Gel. This is SPF 50 with PA+++. This is 25% zinc oxide, so it is a physical sunscreen, and it is the only sunscreen in the list which is fragrance free. Now that we know a little bit about all the sunscreen, let us go ahead with the actual categorization or the category that I will be comparing them to. Coming on first in our list is the ingredient list, and in all of the categories I will be ranking them from 1 to 5, so you have a better idea which one to go for. Coming on the first category, which is the ingredient list, I only will be mentioning the caution or the bad part because that is the part that you should be concerned about. So starting off with the Neutrogena one, this one contains benzophone 3, which is known to sensitize your skin, and in my sunscreen video I have mentioned couple of ingredients that you should be looking on in your sunscreen, such as the benzophone 3. It is known to sensitize your skin. It also contains paraben, both ethyl and methyl, and paraben is not exactly bad, but if you are concerned about paraben, this one has both. As I've mentioned, it also contains fragrance, so if you are allergic to fragrance, then skip it. And fragrance is notorious for breaking down under the sun, so you can say it that this sunscreen is not exactly photo stable. And lastly, this sunscreen has a lot of old school filters. Now, many of the new generation filters of sunscreens such as Tina Sorbes or other chemical filters, which are really advanced and are more common in K-beauty skincare because their regulation is way ahead of the game. This one, as being an US based brand, their regulation is a little bit strict, so this one contains a lot of old school sunscreen filters, so that is something you should be concerned about. Coming to the second one, which is the Plum, it contains both fragrance and colorant, so if you are someone who is allergic to both, then you can skip it. Same as the Neutrogena one, it also contains benzophone 3, so not exactly happy. And this one doesn't contain a lot of new sunscreen filters. It's kind of same as Neutrogena, containing all the old filters that needs to be upgraded. Coming to the next one in our list is from DermaCo. As all of the DermaCo products are, this is really high on the fragrance, and the fragrance really is the last ingredient that you should be looking upon, or at least should lie in the last part of the ingredient list. But this, as other DermaCo products, so-called dermatology approved products, contains fragrance in the middle of the list, which is not exactly good for you. This one also contains some old sunscreen filters, mainly Oxynoset, but this one also contains new filters, which I will be talking about in the next category. Coming to the next one in the list, which is from Requel. This one also contains fragrance, but the fragrance lies in the last part of the ingredient list. This one also contains some old filters, but it also contains some really good new filters. And the last being in the list list from LA Shield. This one doesn't contain any bad ingredients. It only contains a lot of silicones, and silicones in sunscreen is really common. So if you are allergic to silicones, you might skip all of the sunscreen that I mentioned. As mentioned, it is 25% zinc oxide, which is a physical sunscreen or mineral sunscreen, and it is a reef safe sunscreen. And from the ingredient list, these are the rankings of all sunscreen. Coming to the next category, which is the filters. Now starting off with the Neutrogena, it doesn't contain a lot of new filters. In fact, it has all the old filters of the sunscreen. Same as the Plum one, it doesn't contain any new filters, so it is an old filter sunscreen. Coming to the next one, which is the DermaCo one, contains a lot of new filters, but at the same time it contains a lot of old filters, so it's a mixture of both worlds. Going on with the Requel one, it has a lot of new filters which are really predominant in the K-beauty world, so it's a really advanced one. It also has a highest PA rating, I am guessing because of the filters. Lastly, going on with the LA Shield one, it is a mineral sunscreen, not exactly something new, and these are the ranking of all the sunscreen according to their filter. Now going on with the protection, now these are all the rankings according to their protection wise, because I do not need to talk about the protection because the SPF and the PA rating does promote in protection part. So these are all the rankings according to the protection that these sunscreen might give you. Now this is an extra category. This mentioned all the extra bit of botanical extract or any other extract that these all sunscreen might have. So starting off with the Neutrogena one, which contains BHT. Coming to the Plum one, which contains niacinamide and really great botanical extracts such as chamomile and green tea and olive leaf. Coming to the DermaCo one, it only contains vitamin E. Next is the Requel one, and it contains this ingredient right here, which I cannot pronounce, but this ingredient is known to give you a IR protection, which this sunscreen is giving you. And lastly, coming on with the La Shield one or LA Shield one, it only has vitamin E as an added ingredient. And these are all the rankings based upon extra bit of ingredient that these all sunscreen have. The next category is really important because sunscreen is something that you should be layering upon and you should be applying a lot of it. Now the basic rule of thumb is to apply a teaspoon of sunscreen to cover all your face and neck, and this should be your guideline. So use enough sunscreen and you should layer it every 2 to 3 hours if you are outside, and if you are at home, I don't think you need to reapply, but I do reapply every 3 to 4 hours as I'm not getting any sun exposure because my room has a lot of blind curtains. So if you are like that, once or twice in a day is enough for you. Now all of the sunscreen that I mentioned does layer pretty well, but these two sunscreen doesn't really layer pretty well. I'm going to mention why. This one has whitish tint, so after a while you will see like powder particles all over your face, which is not exactly appealing, and it also gives you a really bad white cast, which none of the sunscreen will give you. Coming to the Requel one, it does clumps up when you apply it too much, so this is the only reason why I am not using Requel, but stay tuned for the review, it will come up shortly. And these are all the rankings based upon the layering and overall usability of the products. Lastly, coming to the price range, these are all the price range of the products, and DermaCo being the highest and the Neutrogena being the cheapest. So these were all the sunscreen that I found out in the Indian market having SPF 50 and above. I've ranked all of them based upon the categorization that I have put upon them, so it would be better understandable to what your needs are and what you should buy. If you ask me for an overall sunscreen, I will be mentioning this one because this doesn't have fragrance, and fragrance is really notorious for breaking down under the sun, so it is a really photo stable sunscreen. It also feels pretty nice, but actual feel wise I really prefer this Requel one, but it does clumps up a little bit. If it didn't had that property, I would be really choosing this one because you do not feel anything if you apply it. So it basically depends upon what you are looking for in a sunscreen and what are your skin concerns are. And in this video, I'm not really telling you about what you should buy and what you should not. I'm just characterizing them into each category so that you will have a better understanding of these 5 sunscreens, so you have a better option in selecting one for you. So hey guys, that was my video on sunscreens and the sunscreen that I'm talking about, which are really famous in Indian skincare market. If you want me to make videos on any other sunscreen, do mention in the comment box below. I will be happy to do a part 2 of this. Like this video if you like my content. Share this video to any of your friends who is looking to buy a sunscreen, because you should wear a sunscreen all year round and summer should not be an example for you to wear a sunscreen or actually to buy it. And lastly, subscribe to my channel, hit on that bell notification for getting more such content, and I'll see you guys in my next video. So bye bye and take care.